Do a little bit of chest, a little bit of arms this morning. Got a decent ride in yesterday. We tried to set a 50K solo speed record. Came up a little short, about 30 seconds. And that's going against 50K where I've done it with groups. So I was okay, happy with that. Pretty happy overall. At the end of the day, you know, not too bad. So wasn't too disappointed. If you didn't see the video and the shorts prior to this, somebody tried to, I almost got smoked at an intersection. Car wasn't looking and decided to ultimately turn left directly in front of me. I had to grab some brake to not hit him, which I always think is interesting when a car makes a bike scrub off a ton of speed in order to not get hit, because they didn't even flinch, which was crazy. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna work some arms, work some chest. We got a race this afternoon. We're live streaming that. So if you happen to be kicking around 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're gonna do that. First French race, I guess, of Z Racing for this season. 4 races in total. Should be a good time. So, yeah. Ultimately, should be good. Should be good. So we're going to start out light. We've still got that nice little burst blood vessel in the hand, so kind of sucks, but that's just the reality of the situation. We're just going to go nice and deep. All right. So I got a funny story. Yesterday, as you know, I've been away from the gym that I'm normally at, and I've been doing it. This is home, and that's why these little live streams. So yesterday, we went to Gold's to see just one that's close by. Show me how to do biceps. We will get to biceps later on. We're starting off with chest. We'll be doing just regular bicep curls and hammer curls just to hit 2 different parts. But appreciate you dropping in. So we went to Gold's, and some interesting observations there. Number one, it was not what I would call clean. Garbages were overflowing. You know, stuff was definitely worn, which isn't necessarily the end of the world, but you know, when you got these nice chairs kicking around and they were just like the vinyls cracking and all that kind of stuff, I would think you want to get those fixed and replaced. Push-ups, posture. We're not doing any push-ups today, my friend, I'm afraid. You know, you want to keep those kind of, you think you would keep those up to date and clean, because it's like the first impression when you walk in the door. So, that part's fine. Equipment, you know, there was equipment strewn everywhere. Just stuff kind of laying around. Lots of machines not being used, fully loaded with weight, that we're using plates, and it's just, I'm kind of surprised. Like, I haven't been in a commercial gym for probably, I want to say like 25 years. When I was fighting professionally, and where I had my personal gym, which was a boxing slash kickboxing gym, and I utilized the gym that was like across the street for weight training and running and cardio and all that kind of good stuff. That place was spotless. Everybody re-racked their stuff. Everybody really respectful, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's a thing with gyms that get bigger, if it's just a general thing, but it looked like I would think like with a place like Gold's, especially a reputation of Gold's, like you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger and all the people that have worked out in Gold's Gym, especially, California, and why it's such a big chain, that they would really uphold kind of a high standard. And the other part is you're paying good money to be there. So I was kind of a little bit shocked in those regards. Yeah, this is my own gym. This is my own little home gym corner that I have. It's not a lot of stuff here. We got enough, dumbbells to kind of do. I wish I had heavier hex ones, but I don't. Just the flat bench, which also I would love to have a incline decline bench, but I don't have one. So yeah, just my own little corner pocket. Determination and wealth is important. I don't know if wealth is important. Determination definitely is. You can definitely work towards things. Yeah, so I mean, the gym there were some nice sections. There was a couple rooms, like there was actually the boxing room, which I quite liked. The other part of it is just kind of funny that I asked when he said, "Oh yeah, we teach boxing classes here," and he gave me the days. And then I said, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Well, who teaches that?" And he's like, "Oh, a boxer." And I'm just like, "Yeah, but who's the boxer?" And he was unable to tell me. So, I mean, if that's your selling point, is that you have boxing classes, but you're unable to tell us who actually runs those classes, not very good. I mean, obviously, for me, I mean, my last fight that I coached was at Worlds in New York City. It was nice. I got to meet Joe Fraser there, my fighter, a guy by the name of Chris McLeod. He was fighting at Worlds. So, I know a few people that kick around, I guess is the way to put it. So I was kind of curious about that. I'm not looking to take boxing classes, obviously, but just having a boxing gym to work out in it is nice as well. Having a good heavy bag, and they had decent stuff. I liked the setup, like I said. I just thought it was funny. It's when you say something and then somebody has a question and you don't have an answer and you're trying to sell them a service. I found that a little strange. And the other thing that I noticed, and this is terrible, and like I said, I've spent a lot of time in gyms, especially when I was in university, especially when I was fighting. I'm just an old man now. And I tell you, and I don't smell very well. So in fighting, I got punched in the face during one fight, and I bled for most of that fight. Afterwards, they couldn't stop the bleeding, so I got my nose cauterized. So what that means for me is that I don't smell very well. So when they cauterized my nose, they kind of burnt the inside to get the bleeding to stop because I was losing a lot of blood. And from that, the end result was it damaged some of my nose, and at the end of the day, I don't smell very well. And then the funny part is I don't smell very well, so there'll be things sometimes that, people will be like, "Do you smell that?" And I'll be like, "No," and I just don't smell anything. But the body odor was terrible. It's like, do people not use deodorant anymore? I was just shocked at how bad like, if I could smell it, I can't imagine how offensive it is to somebody that can smell things well, because I don't smell things well. So really, it was just not a really great experience. Oh, it's Streamlabs. Oh, thanks, James. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, yeah, I was just kind of shocked. And then there's other things, like they had a basketball court, which is kind of cool. It definitely needs the floor redone because it's kind of worn through. And one of the baskets, instead of being like down, it was kind of like tilted down from people probably dunking on it. Again, not a great selling point when you have a gym. Nice that they have a little half-court basketball gym going, but I mean, it's not very useful if that's the case. People are, wrecking the rim, or it's wrecked and they haven't fixed it. And then, it's just kind of a thing. The pools, they had a couple swim lane things that were down, but we had watering restrictions for the past month here due to a water main break, and ultimately I can understand why that wasn't a thing. But yeah, just overall, not a great experience. I don't know, what's it like with you guys in your gyms? Or you go to the gym, or do you got home stuff? Like, what's the deal? What do you guys do? Yeah, I can relate it with me. Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah, no, I just kind of curious. Like, there was that. I went to another one. I think it was called Anytime Fitness. And went there. They didn't have a lot of equipment. The main thing that I need is a power rack. Like, if you watch these morning workouts when I'm at home, I don't have a rack here, so I'm not lifting particularly heavy. I'm just using dumbbells. I'm doing a lot of sets and just kind of working things as best I can. I mean, clearly not going to failure, just kind of working up the pyramid and focusing on kind of getting that deep range. So like a barbell, I can't go as deep as I do with the barbells. So I want to make sure that I'm getting full range of motion. And I just simply don't have enough weight here to kind of fully do stuff. Like now I'm going to my heaviest pair of dumbbells, and that's it. That's all I got for hexes. Anyways, yeah, just not ideal. And they're 45, so it's not even equivalent, not even close to equivalent to doing a plate aside. Because plate's 45, bar's 45. You're already like 27 and a half pounds short of what you can do. Watching people exercise instead of doing it myself, I didn't do well. I'll say this. I watch a lot of people exercise as well. Part of it's to get motivated, to see what other people are doing. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's a low. I think it's, you know, looking to improve yourself maybe in a lot of ways, that you're seeking out things like fitness. It's not a bad thing. It's always a good start. I mean, we all have to start somewhere. Personally, I've been using this stream to keep me motivated. Like I said, I usually work out in a private gym. I usually don't stream my workouts. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I've been using this to just kind of test, number one, vertical shorts live streaming. Like I said, we got a race later where we do our normal stream, which is cycling and doing that stuff. But here, you know, it's kept me a little bit motivated and makes me work a little bit. It's kind of the thing. So I wouldn't say that. I'm being facetious, but the pandemic really demoralized me. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. I get it. That was all a tough time for all of us, I think. And you know, I changed a lot of things. In fact, I would say I figured that I should maybe focus, especially because I am an older guy, like I said. And I don't see a lot of 50 plus, you know, YouTubers out there streaming and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just kind of putting myself out there for people to relate. You know, I'm not going to lift the most massive weights in the world. You know, when I ride, I'm okay. I'm an okay cyclist. But like I said, I'm pretty much retired. So we just use these things to keep ourselves motivated. Maybe it'll help, you know. It randomly came up while mindlessly scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and you seemed positive vibe. Well, I appreciate that. You know, and the other thing is, man, things sometimes happen for a reason. You know, maybe you landed here, and you know, maybe it was your initial content, and maybe if you know the mood strikes you, next thing you know, you'll be doing some calisthenics. You'll be doing whatever. I mean, the truth of the matter is you don't need a huge, massive setup. Like I said, here, it's a flat bench. You don't even need the matting. I've got a few kettlebells. I've got a limited supply of weights, but we're just gonna make do. You know, it's not like the gym that I actually go to. It works. It's something, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to get a massive chest pump from doing 40-pound barbells. I'm not going to overly stress my system, but it's also not nothing at the end of the day. And you'll feel better. You know, I find, if anything, that at the end of the workout, blood's pumping. My mood's improved. And we feel much, much better about everything. You know, my outlook on life's a little more positive. You know, we all have bad things that happen in our lives, you know. Things don't always go our way. But at least if you do something positive for yourself in the day, you feel a bit better about yourself, no matter what's going on around you. And this you have total control over. I also like to keep it simple. 100%. I do basic stuff, treadmill, rowing, maybe some free weights. Perfect. Perfect. The vast majority of me, actually, this is a secondary thing. My primary thing is the bike. I spend most of my time riding, racing, doing all that kind of stuff. Most people will tell you that for cyclists, upper body weight like this is no good for you. But, you know, let's be honest. The best reason to do anything is for you yourself and not anybody else. Whether that's feeling better about yourself, better, you know, body positivity, better clarity in mind, because I find for myself that when I work out, blood flowing, whatever, my brain works a little better. Like I said, because I'm an older guy, I want to keep some kind of semblance of muscle mass as I get older, because as you get older, you naturally lose muscle mass. You know, when you're a well into your 50s guy like I am, you know, things start slowing down. So you just gotta, you know, keep on working, and that's just life. You know, it's always good to kind of keep yourself motivated, keep yourself working, keep pushing, right? One more. There we go. Nice. Like I said, that's not even that heavy, but because we did so many sets earlier on, it is actually getting some fatigue, getting close to it there. It's like it resets my brain or something. It sounds crazy, but my mind works best day after drinking binge. I don't know if that's the best way to have an active, healthy mind, but you probably, when you awake from the fog, you maybe have a little bit of clarity. But I wouldn't recommend that as a overall strategy. To be honest, probably not the best thing. There is a ton of research if you look at it in terms of alcohol and performance and physical stuff. You know, if you're not an athlete, that might not matter so much to you, and there's nothing wrong with, you know, having a drink or two or going having a night with the friends and kind of thing. But yeah, it definitely has a thing. I use a sleep tracker. Sleep's probably one of the most underrated, easiest thing you can do. Number one for training, number two for just having a better day, making sure that you're getting enough sleep in time and enough good sleep. And one thing is, like, if I have a drink or two, you can see it has a direct effect on things. So especially things, there's a thing called HRV, which is heart rate variability. So heart rate variability is the time in between the beats of your heart, and there is variation in between it. So when you're resting, there is actually some variance, and what that variance allows your body to do is react to stress, whatever that stress may be. That could be physical stress, mental stress, any kind of stressor. As your heart rate starts to accelerate, it's got a little bit more play to deal with. So if you're out, for example, on the bike and you got your heart rate up to 150, 60 beats per minute, that heart rate variability most definitely drops. So the body's ability to take on stressors becomes less. And alcohol, if you look at it, has a direct effect on HRV. So if I have a few drinks and I go to sleep, I'll see my HRV actually drops down. Eventually, during the next day, it recovers a bit, and then you've got your ups and downs, because your heart rate variability ultimately changes throughout the day. It's not a consistent level thing. You can see trends when you get sick. Sometimes you will see it manifest itself in your heart rate variability. Like I said, you can be resting. You can have a heart, an HRV in the 80s, 90s, 100s, depending. Everybody has their own different baseline. And then, it goes from 95 and all of a sudden it'll drop to 20. And then it'll stay really low when you haven't been doing anything physical or stressing it. And next thing you know, you're sick. It's because your body's been trying to deal with stuff altogether. Keep tension, stop resting in between reps. Appreciate it. Staying alive. How do you deal with mortality? Or do you live forever? Hey, I guess we're gonna talk story time here. So the thing is, for me, is that about 15 years ago, I fell off the cross face of a mountain when I was riding mountain bikes. I fell 75 feet. Thought I was going to die. When I went over the cliff edge, I just kind of thought that was it. Basically, I can say in that moment, I thought I was honestly going to die. And for me, I didn't scream or anything like that. It was just kind of like in my head, I'm like, I screwed up. This is it. Oh, well, it was a good run. Clearly, the fact that I'm live streaming, I didn't die. I got airlifted off, went to hospital, had a rock that pierced my back. They thought I broke my neck. I severely damaged my hip, which I can go into that story, a long time. It took me a long time to get back to where I'm at. But ultimately, at the end of the day, when you are confronted with the end of your life, for me anyways, kind of seeing it that close, as long as I realized that I always did the best for myself, I always kind of tried to do what I could do in order, to be the best person that I could be. And I was fine with that. As long as I lived my life, I had no regrets, which I think is important. That, you take control of things and you make your life the best life possible at the end of the day. And, it's just, you just got to be happy with what you're doing. Life's too short. Do things that make you uncomfortable. I do it all the time. I am very much an introvert. And funny enough, I started YouTube because I was uncomfortable talking to people or being in front of the camera or, worried about what people thought or any of those things. So it made me completely uncomfortable. Sorry. Yeah, I go from doubles to singles when I start getting fatigued. So at the end of the day, like I said, it's just, you have to live your life and end it with no regrets. It's like, go do things, go meet people, go do all sorts of stuff. And it's hard, it's not easy. It's puts you out of your comfort zone, and you're better for it in the end. I'm still not a big socialite, but at the end of the day, I'm a lot more comfortable with people than I ever was because of it. Sorry to be so deep on a Monday morning. All good, man. Yeah, I agree. You seem very wise. I think that's just years of being on the planet, man. It's, every day you learn something new. It's definitely, a learning process. And like I said, I'm well into my 50s, and I learn something every day. whether it's about the world, myself, other people. You know, it's interesting. It's always interesting. You know, you always got to keep on learning. Oh, nice. I got through that set without having to do alternates. Whew. Whoever's asking for biceps, there you go. That's biceps there. Slow and sore. I also think that living in the city is taking a toll. I'm too tight to pay a psychologist, but I'll probably use the therapy. Well, you know, I can relate to that, I think, a little bit. It's funny. Mental health is such an important component of everybody's life, and yet we make it largely, I think, inaccessible to people until such time as they're in crisis. And that's unfortunate. And that being said, that's, you know, if things are bad in people's lives, there are a lot of services and organizations and lines and all that kind of stuff. There's always somebody there that you can reach out and listen to. But if you're just talking about sort of just general mental health and things along those lines, I agree. You know, we probably should, everybody, go talk to somebody once in a while and at least unload, because, you know, I would say that most of us, and you got to think that I am a Gen Xer, you know, we are an interesting generation in those regards, and we were taught a lot of bad habits. Oh, we're getting bad form there. One more. Okay, that's good for that, because that is failure for me. Ooh, you can feel the burn in that one. True, kind of bad calling those lines every day. Feels there are people out there who need it more than me. Kurt Cobain, man, I really feel for Dave Grohl. Yeah, Kurt was, it's, things like that are sad. I mean, Seattle scene is full of tragedy when you really look at it. And it's, you know, it's unfortunate when anybody, I don't care who it is, decides that that's kind of it for them. Horrible stuff. So we're on to hex press. The whole thing is, like bench where you're out here, hex is a tighter pushing motion. Works you a bit different. I like it as an exercise. The man went through so much. He most definitely did. So when I do bench day, I do like to do hex presses. Somebody showed it to me about a couple months ago. You'll see a lot of these fancy Swiss bars or multi-grip bars. Hex press is just kind of a weird way to do one of those pressing motions. Because the hex sides are flat, you just put them flat together. You're kind of holding them just together. You got to be careful with that though. If you're doing heavy weight, just be cautious, because if they do slip out, it's not probably going to be the best moment. There we go. Good regime for getting back into the gym. Just try to go in with a little plan. You know, you probably honestly don't need more than half an hour. You know, do chest, you know, do biceps and triceps one day, do, you know, back and shoulder the next, do legs the third day, work chest into one of those days. I like to work it in with arms. I do chest probably a couple times just because I feel it needs a little bit more work. Just go in, you know, usually a good rep range is 10. A good amount of sets is 3 to 5. Start light. Get comfortable with just lifting the weights. Don't worry about it being too light. You know, if you start out and it's way, way too light, just grab the next set of dumbbells up, or, you know, if you're in a commercial gym, just move it to the next peg. Keep track of stuff. I use an app called Heavy to track my progress. It will keep you in line with, you know, what you're doing, what weights you're doing. You can set out for your workouts. You can find out what exercises you like. It allows you to make custom exercises. It has a whole list of exercises. So if you want to work out a certain muscle group, you just type it in there and it'll do it, and you'll be able to figure it out. If you're at a commercial gym, some of them do offer personal trainers. Not a bad thing to start, just to work out with somebody. Get accustomed to the equipment. Get a little routine. Not saying that you have to have a personal trainer the whole time that you go, you know, but a session never hurts. So, yeah, any of that stuff, really. Or just, you know, sets of push-ups and sit-ups, calisthenic stuff, you know, deep knee bends, squats. You don't even have to have weights, just body stuff, you know. Like, to be honest, like split squats where you've got your foot up and you do the deep knee bends, you know, all those things with body weight, man. It definitely works. You don't have to be yoked. Just, you know, it's good to feel better. Okay, thanks for the chat. You too, Electric Master. I appreciate you dropping in. It's always fun to kind of chit-chat with people as we work out, because it makes it go that quicker. It feels like I just started, and I know I haven't. So thank you for that. There we go. Whew. Oh. Not bad, not bad. See, there we go. We've been at it for 39 minutes. We're almost ready to wrap up. You know, time flew by. What can I say? And if you are watching, please do smash that like button. It does help us out. A huge ton of stuff. And if you enjoy these and you're watching this after the fact, do leave us a comment. Let us know what we can change, what we can improve, what you liked, all that kind of stuff. But I noticed for these shorts ones that the live comments don't exist. So this conversation that I'm having with Electric Master doesn't show up. And to answer your question, Electric Master, I used to play chess a lot when I was a kid. I enjoy chess. Whenever my nephews are over, they'll play, but I don't see them that much. I should play more. I'm probably terrible at this point, but I do have a beautiful chess set that is a family heirloom from my grandfather. Yeah, it's very, believe it or not, it's probably my most prized possession. But I do not play. I don't play enough. That's for sure. I take it you do a fair bit. Oh. It's a great game. It's a great game for the mind. Great game for people overall. Oh. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Electric Master, thank you so much for the good long chat. I appreciate that, man. You made this workout truly enjoyable. So I appreciate that so much. Again, if you're watching this after the fact, please do smash that like button. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. We're going to end it here. And we're going to fill up the cold plunge tub. So I think watering restrictions are probably going to end today, so I can get that back filled up. It's been a long 3 weeks of not doing plunges. So that's good. Help revitalize us in those regards. We're racing 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here. We'll be doing the first French stage and Z racing. So excited for that. You're more than welcome to join that stream as well. We do that every Monday. So there you go. I do, and thanks. I make chess compositions. Oh, cool. Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome, dude. Hopefully I'll check that. I assume you got a YouTube channel. I will definitely check out your stuff for sure. Again, appreciate it. Anyways, guys, we're going to jump off here. We'll catch you all later.